Part 29, Types of Enlightenment. Listen to a fragment of spiritual energy sayings with the topic, Types of Enlightenment, by Aljibisa Stojanovic, who transferred the sayings received in deep meditation into the book, Culture of Energy Living. Active Type of Enlightenment. First, I will tell you what your way of enlightenment is and what characterizes it. There are the following 4 criteria. First criterion, it is a special kind of enlightenment that happens in only 10 to 15% of cases. It is reflected in extremely high possibilities of contacting spiritual energies, ease of contact, ease of establishing relations, using the help of energies, in a word, superbly good relations with energies. The second criterion. The perfect ease of achieving effects related to different actions of energies, which are reflected in a nonchalant attitude towards energies that they perfectly accept and realize everything that is asked of them. The third criterion. Establishing contact with a large number of centers in the cosmos, especially those that almost exclusively use only energies to assist in their way of functioning. The fourth criterion. The creation of a friendly relationship with many energies that is based on the deep humanity of that person, his morals, his desire for development, for knowledge, for improvement, and the insatiable desire for the development of human civilization. These are the 4 conditions for enlightenment in this way, which, when fulfilled, enable all those powers, all benefits, all protections, but of course also obligations that all forms of enlightenment have. The external effects of this type of enlightenment are not as visible as those of the other 85 to 90% enlightened. First of all, that perfect peace or bliss, the so-called nirvana, is absent, while some forms and aspects of the characteristics of enlightened persons are milder or less expressed, such as mind reading, spontaneous seeing of the aura and some other forms characteristic of the majority way of enlightenment, 85 to 90% of enlightened, while others are very similar in both types of enlightenment, such as the gradual return of physical features to the level of a 35-year-old, excellent understanding of economics, politics, various sciences. The differences that exist, and even those elements that are similar, will gradually develop for you, without any of your wishes or actions, while for the majority of enlightened people, they appeared at the very beginning of enlightenment. Passive type of enlightenment. The difference between your way and the way of those 85 to 90% of the enlightened is primarily in the way in which enlightenment was achieved. The difference is, therefore, in the path followed, which was mostly used in the Far East, which was passed down, practically from one enlightened person to another, and which Eastern religions and philosophical trends encouraged as the proper path to enlightenment. Therefore, their way of development led to a different quality of enlightenment, where it can be counted that the level, in both cases, yours and theirs, is equal. For them, the path to enlightenment was turned inwards, towards spiritual peace, complete relaxation, bliss, towards the removal of negative thoughts and the removal of all causes that would disturb this peace, and then this peace enabled the penetration of high paranormal powers which, in most cases, were reflected in the effects of certain energies, instead of the contacts with the energies themselves. This means that they used some possibilities, some effects, but they did not manage the energies, they did not have joint actions, they did not contact the energies to a greater extent, nor did they use their help. Their contacts were difficult, occasional, almost forced, because in those contacts there was no intimacy, lightness, nonchalance, but they were carried out almost with awe, with restraint, distance, with reserve. This was for the simple reason that they saw the essence in their effects that they could use, without the desire to get to know the energies better, to study them, to see their essence, not even individual energies, let alone the energy state of the cosmos, its organization, the structure and energies that are most important in it. That's why they were often able to use certain superior paranormal powers, because they strove for them, they only perceived them, while the energies that created them, that made it possible for them were in the background, almost hidden for them. Even the energies themselves could not impose themselves on people who were developing towards enlightenment, because they understood that this was not the goal of the plea and prayers of these people. You feel deprived in some way, almost deceived, because you do not feel the symptoms and characteristics that the energy cloud presented to you in 1994 regarding enlightened persons. He gave you the basic principle, without assuming that you will develop in a different direction, take a less common path, which suited you much more. For the same reason, you considered that you did not have the characteristics and symptoms of enlightened persons, because none of them appeared in full measure with you. They will appear, in a slightly milder form with you compared to others, but there will still be differences that by no means represent an inferior type of enlightenment, but in fact a type of enlightenment that is completely open to the cosmos, to the possibilities of energies and which enables the maximum use of energy possibilities, maximum permeation of your personality in energy. The treasury of sacred knowledge thanks you for your interest, and sends you a lot of spiritual patience, and love.